What's up, everybody? How's it going? Clara Manzano on behalf of Claudia Perrine. We got a new sport to cover, so
I'm
I'm
very new. Yeah,
excited.
it's very new.
Uh huh. We
Yeah,
were
like
backstage for 15 minutes, right? We learned a lot about the sport
a lot
of
already.
floorball already, right? Because the Philippines clinched qualification to the World Championships of floorball recently,
Yes,
and
that's right.
it's just perfect to get two of our kababayans on the show, isn't that right?
And we've been wanting to have them on the show for a long time too, huh?
Yes, that's true. So long time coming.
Yeah,
Say the good things are worth the wait, right? So,
of
all right. So
course.
I think it's time. Let's bring in our very own guests in Melvin Mendoza and Ludvig Porral. Yeah. What's up,
Woohoo!
guys?
What's
Hello.
up?
Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you for your
Yeah.
time. You know. So, how's it been, guys? Qualifying to the World Cup. Congratulations. I mean, it's the second time, but it always hits you
Yeah.
to like, hey, we're competing in the world stage. We can say the Philippines is a big boy in the sport of floorball because of what you guys just achieved. So, how was it? I guess we can start with Melvin, if that's cool.
Yeah, it's been like 1 month, 1 month now since the qualifiers in Singapore, and we played like four games, and yeah, we won the first three. So we from that 3 games we qualified, and then we played extra final, but it was only for the first place or the second place, but we were already in the World Floorball Championship, so it didn't matter. But we wanted to win. Yeah,
So it's a silver, but you got that big goal of
the goal was
qualifying to the
to
World
go
Cup.
to the World Cup, so we finished our goal. So that
All
was
right.
really good.
Absolutely. How about you, Ludwig? How's it qualifying? The whole experience must have
Yeah,
been
it's a
crazy.
very interesting and special feeling. Uh, I don't know if people know this, but we played in the championships last year, but
Yes.
then we got a free ticket since some countries could not participate because of COVID restrictions and so on. But this time we made the qualifications and actually proved that we belong on the big stage. So that, of course, also made it extra special. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
So you really got it and say, "Oh, we won. We're not just a replacement country." That's what you mean. So it's for real now. It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
real.
true.
that's special.
Yeah. Who did you guys go up against in Singapore? Right? You played in Singapore for the
Yeah.
qualification. So that's 3 wins, 1 loss. Who were those opponents?
So the first game was against Korea, and we won with 3-2.
Wow.
So, yeah, but it was the first game. Is we're not used to play in that arena, and so we were a bit nervous too. So we didn't play our best, but we
Right.
still won. So that's the whole point. And so it was first a good first game for us.
Yeah,
And
that was the first, and then second game we played Japan, right?
yeah,
Japan,
Japan.
and then you could say that we were getting warmed up. See,
What was
Acclimatized to the
what
to
was the
the
score?
venue.
Was it like 5-0 now or something? What was
uh,
it?
10-4, I think.
Oh my
Okay.
god!
yeah,
So it
And
took you one day to
Okay.
adjust, and then
of course.
Uh-huh.
and
massacred the
then
next.
it was like the group final,
Right.
because Australia had also won their 2 games
Okay.
against the Korea and Japan. So it was like our final, but it wasn't the final of the
I get you.
qualifiers. So
Right.
the winner of that game would go to
Directly
directly to the
qualified.
World Floorball Championship,
Oh,
and that was the toughest game, I would say.
Yeah, 100%.
this is
Uh,
Australia.
yeah,
Australia, yes.
Australia.
Okay.
They were also the highest ranked team on
Mm.
the qualifiers, and but we won
Yeah,
4-2.
4-2.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
so it
Okay.
was a close game, but yeah, it
So
was a
that's the 3 wins. How
yeah,
about the loss? Who was that?
Thailand.
Thailand.
Oh,
So
Okay.
we played against Thailand back in the last floorball championship too, and it got to penalties.
Ooh.
So they're like Philippines and Thailand, who is the two best countries now, I think,
in Asia.
in Asia.
Oceania.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, that's nice to hear. It's a neighbor of ours in Southeast
Yeah.
Asia who's
Yeah, it's
also big.
it's fun because it's become like a new type of rivalry.
That's true.
Philippines versus Thailand.
Uh-huh. Then I was just gonna say, for some reason, like we talk about all the sports here. For some reason, the Philippines can't beat Korea in basketball. We only beat them
Yeah.
once in the last 9 years. So you guys beat them. It's like, okay, there's no Korean curse, as the
Yeah,
Filipinos say in
Yeah.
floorball. Yeah. So get behind the floorball team, guys. Right.
Please,
So
yeah.
before
We're
we
in the
get
World
to,
Cup.
yeah, exactly, exactly. We're in the World Cup. So, how, qualification. How was it? Did you guys celebrate like you won a championship already? What was the atmosphere after winning?
it's hard to say because we celebrated after the Australia game since we got the direct
The spot,
qualification.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
we reached our main goal,
Right.
but then we still had to play a final for the tournament against Thailand, which we unfortunately lost four to
Oh, no.
six.
Yeah.
But I would say that despite that, we were satisfied with our performance, and
Yeah.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
so
So,
we still
yeah,
Yeah.
You
Of
still
course.
celebrated, but still
Yeah.
felt the pain of the loss against it.
of course,
Yeah,
of course, you want to be number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
yeah, it's correct.
yep. Last thing on my end though, it's the first time you guys competed for the national team when you were in the qualifications. Is that right? Or did
No.
you guys playing the Sea Games or other stuff?
We made a debut in last year in December.
In
The last World Cup, the World Floorball Championship,
Okay.
Okay.
in Finland. So it was back then we did our first games.
Those the
Yes.
first games already, right? Okay. And here we are set up for the World Cup in a legit manner. Claudia,
Yeah.
onto you.
Yeah. No, why don't we go to the comments? I think there's somebody that really wants to say hello.
Sure, sure.
Here.
You can take
I
it.
think we know him.
It's Patrick
Oh,
Nesbo. Is he one of your buddies?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
our goalie.
Oh,
Actually.
he's your keeper.
hey.
Okay. Can we check the other comment of Patrick?
Hey.
Because it's for real.
Yeah, it's for real
Yeah.
now.
Oh, about the qualification.
Yeah,
Right.
He was
Yeah.
also in the last World Floorball Championship in
Oh,
Finland.
was he? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sure.
And
And then
then
this guy, Pat Mendoza. Hello, guys. Good afternoon. He's saying, yay, it's floorball this time around. Pat Mendoza,
And
a
Mendoza.
regular.
yeah, Mendoza. There you go.
Hey!
yeah, there you go.
Right.
Yeah,
so-
but Mendoza is a very common name here.
yeah. So we have Melvin Mendoza, Pat Mendoza, and Kevin Ray Mendoza.
Yeah.
Of our friends. I'll go through another comment. So Patrick was asking, when does it
Oh,
start? That's my bad. We started a few minutes late, Pinoy time. That's on me.
He was excited. Thanks, Patrick.
Yes.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you. If you're closer to house, you could go drive and say hello on the screen.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
we mean it. We mean it. Yeah. We've had dogs even just drop by the
Yeah,
screen.
drop by and say
Some
hello.
friends of guests, they just peep, say hello. So guys are more than welcome. Claudia?
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go back regarding yourselves now. So Melvin Mendoza. So Melvin, your father is the Filipino, right?
Yeah, my father is Filipino and my mother is Swedish.
Okay. So tell us your stories. How did you end up in Sweden?
In Sweden, so yeah, my father lived his first 6 weeks in a children's home in Manila. And then he got adopted to Sweden. So he has lived his whole life here in Sweden and had Swedish parents, and my mom is also Swedish, so I'm half Swedish. So yeah, that's my background.
Your story.
Yeah.
And did you ever did your father, knowing 6 weeks only here in the Philippines, but teach you the Filipino food or?
Um, he has been to the Philippines, but only as just a tourist.
Yeah.
And we at home we didn't have so much like Philippine culture. We just eat some Philippine food sometimes, but not like every week or so. So I I mostly lived like a Swedish guy, but now when you can say like this, floorball was the thing that got my dad back to
Nice.
Philippines, because my dad is also the coach for both the women's and the men's team, and so his first tournament was in 2017, and there was a Swedish guy who worked in the Philippines who my dad did know from Sweden, and because Sweden floorball is big, so he said to my dad, like, do you want to send a short video for a tournament, because we know that you are Filipino, and but 2 weeks later he was on a plane to the tournament to
Oh
be
wow.
the assistant coach.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, what about you, Ludvig? How did you end up there in Sweden?
In Sweden, well, I'm actually half Swedish and half Filipino as well. But opposite from Melvin, my mom is from the Philippines and my dad is Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
My mom came to Sweden in her early 20s from Manila, Las Piñas,
Right.
beginning, and met my
Yeah,
father.
my city. Yeah. Go ahead, Ludwig. Sorry, overly excited.
No, but then my parents met in Sweden actually.
Oh.
But I was born in Sweden and grew up most my life in Sweden. But I also lived in the Philippines from time to time, especially in the early years when I was a kid.
Right.
Yeah, and always visiting on holidays.
On holidays. So
From-
so you have the Filipino culture, like eat at adobo, sinigang. Your mom, I'm sure, cooks in your house.
Yes, that's correct. I've actually, you could say, I've grown up with it and been surrounded by it in different ways. So always pancit, chicken adobo, sinigang,
Oh, there you go. Melvin's like, I want that too. You should tell your mom to cook, and then Melvin
Mhm.
should like try it.
Wait, whose house are they in again? Sorry.
Melvin's.
Okay, I was gonna say if they're in Ludwig's house, bring out the refrigerator.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. So, what culture is it, or what kind of food do you actually like? Filipino food do you like?
Filipino food.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a tough
What's-
question. If
I
you
can answer that too. I like the spring rolls.
the lumpia,
Lumpia.
Yeah, there you
Oh
go.
my god.
Yeah.
Really?
But-
That lumpia is good, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. If you were to ask me when I was a kid, I would say sinigang, actually,
Mhm.
because we always used to have it at home.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm leaning more towards chicken adobo, actually.
Yeah,
that's good.
there you go.
New
That's the
favorite.
best. Your new favorite. Could you
Yeah.
cook it?
I tried, but I'm no expert, to be honest.
We've had some guests that like battle each other. That my chicken adobo is better than his chicken adobo. So yeah, we're gonna have a cookout soon. We're gonna have a
Yeah.
Okay, well, so now going to like the sport, who influenced you, Ludwig, to play to do floorball? Why not like football, where I think that's Swedish. They love their football, they
Or
love
even
other
hockey.
sports. Even hockey, ice
Yes.
skating. Ice skating. So why floorball? Not an ice sport.
No, it's true. Actually, it's quite funny you say that because a lot of things you say are quite relatable to, I think, both our stories.
All right. Okay.
I actually started playing football at around 7 years old, and in Sweden, the seasons in football are during the summer and spring and a bit on the fall. But during the winter season, there's a break. And the funny thing is that I played football for 2 years, I think, and I wanted to have something to do during the winter time. So it's quite common actually that people convert to like winter sports, which in this case is floorball as well, which was my
Right.
case.
Yeah.
But ice hockey and sports like that are also very common then.
Hmm.
So that's why it became floorball. So floorball was actually not the plan A from the beginning when I look back at it. It's actually something that came along the way. So
Right.
yes.
Is that yours also, Melvin?
Yeah,
Or
for me, to
it
start,
is.
to play football when I was like 5, and floorball when I was 6, I think. But I think it was the same year because I started to play football in the summer, and then when it got winter, I started to play floorballs. Uh, but for me, I think it always has been floorball because my dad he has been like a floorball coach for 30 years or more.
Hmm.
So it always been like I followed him to his trainings before I started to play in a team by my own. So I think it's for me it always has been more floorball, and I think I was 16 when I stopped playing football and only played the floorball.
Oh wow! So really shifted at the ages.
Yeah,
That's a long time for football, and then you shifted to floorball.
but I think it's very good to play a lot of sports,
Yeah,
different sports.
multi-sport. Yeah,
So you get a very good feeling.
yeah,
Uh,
that's right.
with, yeah,
Yeah, football's so good for footwork and for stamina.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
sports. To be
definitely.
specific. So we have
Oh,
some
there you
photos.
go.
Claudia,
All right.
yeah, anything
Hi.
else in your head? We'll carry on.
No, this is good.
Yep.
but
Yeah.
how old were
That's
you when
Ludwig.
you stopped playing football?
I stopped playing around 18. So
Oh, okay.
is that Patrick there? That is that him?
No, that's actually another goalie,
That's
Uh,
another
keeper.
guy. Okay.
Victor
Okay.
Lindberg,
Peter Lindberg.
he's
Filipino Jesus, they say.
Oh, really?
because of the
Okay.
Oh, he has long hair. Okay.
Okay. We can't wait. We can't wait to meet him too.
Yeah,
Love it. Love it. Okay.
This is Australia.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's it's Australia.
Mm.
Yeah. While we go along with the pictures, we
Yeah.
carry on with the next part. I just got one more thing. We're just talking about the Philippines. Have you guys tried balut? You know that? The duck? What
Melvin's like, oh god.
It's
Hey,
the
what?
it's the egg with the how do you say it in English?
The
Ah,
it's like
chick.
it's like duck fetus, you can
The
say.
chick,
Yeah.
like a baby chick.
I have seen it, but I was like, what is this?
What the heck is this?
But
So you,
no, I haven't tried that.
you haven't you just saw it. You're like,
Yeah,
okay.
Me neither. I believe that is the real test.
Yes, it
Good.
is the real
It
test. Yes.
is. It is. So
You
if you
could just
guys
close your
drop
eyes and
lights out,
bite into it.
one lesson is lights out.
Yeah,
Lights
out.
out. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I learned it. It was too late already. I was
Uh-huh.
already into my balut eating career.
Well,
Okay.
that's good, man. It's really good.
Yeah.
Just that don't
So,
eat too much of it.
yeah, it's a lot of calories,
Yeah.
cholesterol.
Cholesterol, high blood.
When you guys are in the Philippines, we'll tell Miss Shek to let's eat balot with you guys.
Yeah, we'll
let's
we'll
get-
do a bullet challenge with
let's
you guys.
stream it. Let's stream it.
Yeah.
We'll analyze it. I like the yellow part, the black. I'll
You're
save
already
that.
scaring him.
Yeah. Giving a preview. But I know. How about places you visited? Any beaches, or is it just Las Piñas for Ludwig, Melvin, being around Manila?
No, I've been to. It was like a resort. I don't know.
Boracay?
I don't know the name. I can check that up real quick.
But now I've traveled a lot in the Philippines when we visited. So originally, my grandfather is from Leyte, and my grandmother, my Lola, is from Mindoro, actually.
Mindoro.
So, but we like to travel a lot in the country. So last time I was down, we were in El Nido, Palawan.
Nice.
Yeah, it was my first time there actually.
Uh-huh.
I
You
like
get to do that thing where your tour guide's gonna cook you food at the back of the boat, and then you're
Yeah,
gonna
he
eat.
did.
Yeah, that is the legit El Nido experience. Great stuff.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Patrick clarified. Is this the picture, the thumbnail? He's in the background.
Oh, you want to show it?
I showed again.
There. Yeah.
There you go. Patrick's saying he's in the background somewhere here in the picture. All right.
Maybe.
Thanks for clarifying.
You might.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on to it. So,
Yes.
how do you explain this to us? People may be new, right? to the
Yes.
sport of floorball. So they may be asking, like the name of the show, what the heck is floorball? Because we answered, who the heck is Melvin? Who the heck is Ludwig? So, could one of you guys explain to us how does the sport work? Do you want to go first, Melvin, or we can go with Ludvig?
Yeah,
How
I can
does
start.
floorball work? Yeah,
I'm gonna try to explain it and
don't
compare it
worry.
to another sport that is quite
uh,
similar. It's well, a lot of people think it's like like a gymnasial version of ice hockey.
Yeah.
Since you
right,
can see on the pictures, it looks quite similar. You use a stick and a ball instead of a puck, which is the
right.
case of ice hockey, and you wear joggers instead of ice skates. And yeah, how do we explain like the game, the basic
Mhm.
of
So you are five people and the goalie, so you're six on the pitch, and yeah, you try to score a goal like a lot of sports.
Uh huh.
And
Is it like handball, like European
yeah,
handball, but with
yeah,
the
so
rules?
yeah, I don't know the handball rules,
Now I'm
but
not so familiar with that
Like
yeah,
you
either.
can't shoot
but,
within the.
you
Handball is like
everywhere.
football, but you hold the ball with your hand. That's how I'd explain it. The simplest way to people who are like, "Oh, what's handball?" Right?
Yeah.
But you were saying, Melvin.
Yes, but you can shoot from everywhere, and you play like in a formation, but you run around, so you don't keep the formation all time, but you have like a defensive formation, and then you play offensive, and it's a really fast sport, like one of the fastest sports,
Mm.
because it can be a counterattack, and then it can be a counterattack again, and then it's very fast.
Yeah, and similar to ice hockey in this case, it's when you play at the adult or senior level, you play 3 periods of 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's approximately one game is usually 1 hour in total.
Wow.
So
It's-
very similar. So like hockey, you have like the walls. Here you have like those
It's
sponsorship boards.
Yeah.
sponsorship boards. Yeah.
A
Uh,
boards.
A
So
board.
the pitch is 40 meters long and 20 meters wide. Uh, so it's like handball
handball, yeah.
and basketball too. I think it's the
Similar
same.
court.
Yeah,
Similar court.
because it's actually also very like basketball with the floor and the pitch size and so and also the net.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the board is like a half meter high.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So simple as this, you have 3 periods that are about 15 or 20 minutes long,
yeah,
and you score as much as you can, right? But there's a goalie. There's
yeah.
a goalie,
Yeah.
of course, right?
yes.
So that's a whole different challenge.
Yeah. And
And
the substitutes. Is it
uh-huh,
is it
perfect.
like hockey? Like you
Yes,
Yeah.
like ice
very
hockey?
Change it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
very how do you say high paced game. So it's always switching.
Yeah,
I think every minute at least.
Mhm.
like
It's
40 seconds you play, and then you run as fast as you can, and then you get.
so the style of playing is very much that you go in and do 100% for a short period of time, and then you switch and have a quick rest and be ready to
Mhm.
do it again.
So there are 5, let's say, field players and a keeper. So that's 6. How many
Yes.
guys are on the bench?
On the bench, you often play with the three formations with five.
Okay.
So it's 10 on the
10 on the bench and
Yeah.
maybe some extras.
yeah,
Okay.
and the
10
extra
on the
goal.
bench.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fast paced subbing. That's the similarity with basketball. We
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
but
that's
the subbing's different. It's like
different.
you don't ask the officials to sub. You could just
You
come
just
in.
come in and out, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember watching hockey, and then
Yeah.
say change it up, right? And that's when you guys do that. Is that how it works? The coaches shouts change it up, or it's
Yeah.
one at a time? Okay, Melvin, go. Ludwig, you're going out. How's that work?
When like the ball gets over the board, over the rink, then if it's you're gonna start the ball, then the whole formation can change.
Mm.
So it's you have to pick your moments and
Yeah.
be tactical when it's good to change. Because, for instance, it's not a good idea to change the whole line when the opponent has the ball, because then you give them the
Attacking.
opportunity.
Yeah.
The whole pitch is open. There's no defense.
But
They're all gonna attack.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is it physical? Is it
strategy.
is the game physical?
Yeah.
It is, but it's funny because you can draw parallels to basketball there as well, because the physical contact is allowed, but
Okay.
it's not the same as in ice hockey where you just charge into each other and start fighting. It's not at
Yeah,
that,
Okay.
no.
but it's quite physical since it's a lot of battling for the ball one against one, so
Right.
it becomes very physical in that way.
How about
And then
fouls?
fouls,
Oh,
yeah, you can do like a shoulder to shoulder, but not in the back. It's like football too,
okay.
and but you can't do a slide tackle
You have a
because
stick.
yeah, you have a stick. And but the most common foul is when you hit the opponent with the stick on his stick.
Oh, on his
Oh,
stick.
wow. I
I
Yeah,
didn't
can't
know
hit
that.
it. Okay.
yeah, but in hockey you can just like
Yeah.
get the stick
The
away
slashing,
from
you
the
mean?
slashing. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the word, slashing. The slashing is not how do you say
Permitted.
It's not allowed.
Allowed, not
not
allowed. Yeah.
allowed in floorball. Yeah.
Okay. So the body contact. So is it like football where you get cards, or hockey you're in that box?
Yeah,
It's
it's
in
like
a
hockey. You get 2 minutes, the same as
Oh,
ice hockey.
2 minute.
okay.
In the
2 minute
box.
penalties.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it's not like let's say for example basketball where you commit a certain number of fouls, you're out. It's not like that. It's pretty
You
much
can get a red card, like a
Okay.
game penalty, uh,
But
but
that's quite rare. That's if you're very
yeah, that's if
yeah,
you do something very
Aggressive.
yeah
yeah, very aggressive or something very crazy
yeah.
yeah.
with the opponents. Right.
And it can also be like in ice hockey, a penalty, and football and every sport, a penalty shootout. Uh,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
How does that work? I guess Ludwig, a penalty shootout. How does
yeah.
that work?
Oh, it's a good question. I'm not usually the guy who takes the penalties, but
Okay. Two of you that can
no, but
explain it.
you
Yeah.
you could say that it's very similar to ice hockey in that way, and even football, since you play the penalty shootout is a round of 5. Right?
Yeah, but I think they meant
Most-
in a game, but
How
also
does it work
yeah,
practically?
yeah,
Yeah. In the game.
You start from the halfway line, and
halfway line.
and it's just you against the goalie who waits on the other side of the half, and you go towards him and try to how do you say
Dick,
Round him. Go
yeah,
around him.
or just shoot.
or just
And-
shoot, and they changed the rules a few years ago,
Yeah, like
because
4 years ago.
so now
Yeah.
you can move the ball backwards while you still walk forward, but you can't walk backwards.
Like in ice hockey.
Yeah, you always have to go forward towards the goal.
Oh, okay.
Before it was like the ball can't go backwards. It was always needed to be going forward,
Mhm.
and it's harder to do some skills when you can't take the ball backwards. So now it's like easier for the players, but harder for the goalies.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. So
Uh,
Ludwig saying, yeah, go ahead.
I'm actually a penalty taker.
Yeah, I was
You're a
about
penalty
to.
taker.
I was
Yeah.
about to ask. You're saying Ludwig doesn't really take the penalty, so I assume Melvin takes it. Before we get to the part of taking it, how do you win a penalty? Is it when you're fouled inside that box of the goalie?
No,
But that looks really
uh,
small.
It's actually when you have how to say free line to the goalie, and someone gets behind you and do a slashing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
or
Let's
foul.
yeah. It's
So
like a
you-
foul when it's supposedly you and the keeper. Someone gets you from behind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
or
For the go ahead.
in the goalie. Do you have like a
You
goalie?
give a photo of the goalie.
Yeah, you
Sure.
can.
For one, yeah. Let me get one.
Yeah.
The goalie.
There, that one. That one. There.
There you go.
So you can see you have a big square around the goal, and then you also have a small.
Yeah.
In the small, only the goalie can be. You can be there with your stick, but not with a foot. So if it's like the ball are on its way to go in the net, and the defender puts his foot in that square and take the ball away, then it's also a penalty.
Okay.
So it's like soccer, but the penalty box is smaller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
could say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that other way they explained it, getting fouled from behind, that can
Yeah.
lead to a penalty when
Like
it's
a-
just you
like
and
a-
the keeper,
Yes.
one and
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
A bad
For
tackle.
the Filipino, the Filipinos, into hoops, that's a clear path foul, so that leads to a
Clear
penalty.
path foul. Yeah.
Clear
Just
pass
to
foul.
help you guys
Clear path foul.
understand,
Yeah.
just to help the listeners
Oh, yeah.
understand, right? So let's get on with the penalty part. So pretty much explained it. You can't move forward and back.
Yeah.
Let's ask about your penalty shooting. Would you trash talk the keeper?
You're too far. You're
Or
like
what
in
do
the
you do?
halfway court.
You can shout.
That's
Maybe we get
whole
closer.
What's the mind games? What's the thought process? What's going in your head during a penalty?
Um, I when I gonna take a penalty, I often have I know what I want to do beforehand, because then when you go to the goalie, then you don't have to do something that you haven't tried, and so I always think that I need to have like so I know what I want to do.
Uh-huh.
And then, but I also need to look on the goalie, because if the goalie sits where I want to shoot, then it's not so good to shoot there.
Yeah.
So you look a little bit on the goalie, and then you have your own style of what you want to do.
And then it's the mind reading games.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's like too far. Like you're halfway, and you're like, "Hey!" You're trash talking like in the middle of the half court line.
And then
The audience will hear you.
yeah, if the goalie are like a lot from away from the goal, then it can be better to try to go around him and put the goal. Or if he sits, you say,
Very close,
very
like
close to the
inside
goal,
the goal
yeah,
almost.
then I try to shoot,
Ah, okay.
and then you
So-
can look like on the legs how they're sitting, and so. But
Many details.
yeah, there are a lot of details.
You're doing that while you're taking the
Yeah.
penalty shot.
Because-
So what are the positions actually in
Uh-huh.
floorball?
Perfect.
It's a good question. So, of course, there's one goalkeeper, and
Right.
then you play with two defenders, usually one on the left side and one on the right side.
Yep.
In my case, I play on the left side as a left defender.
Okay.
Then you have, like in ice hockey, you have a center who plays in the middle and two on the wings. So a right wing and a left wing forward, you could say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the formations are almost identical to ice hockey in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can also play like two defenders, two midfielders, and one top. You can
Yes.
switch, and you can switch that, or like one in the back, then
Yeah.
two, also one,
Yeah.
two, two. You can.
Right.
use that,
There's a
yeah.
lot of options there, but
Yeah.
the starting
Yeah, the
lineup,
most common
Information. Yeah.
is
formation.
2-1-2.
So I would say Ludvig, you're a defender, and Melvin, since you do the penalty shootout, you're probably in the
The attacker.
attacker. Is that right?
I'm right forward.
Is there a difference between being in the right and left side? It's like how you hold your stick.
Or right-handed,
Yeah,
left-handed.
left-handed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually quite dependent on that. And
Oh, okay.
the most common, I think, is that you want to have your stick towards, or how do you say, into the pitch.
Yeah.
So if in your case you play on the right side and you
Yeah.
hold your stick,
I'm a lefty, and if you're
That's
a
why.
righty, you play on the other side.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
yes,
Yeah.
'Cause
But
you
you're
wanna
encouraged to be ambidextrous, right?
yeah, because I think it's easy otherwise if you do it the opposite way. In my case, if I were to play on the right side and I am a righty, I'm gonna have the ball towards the board, and
Yeah.
it's gonna maybe get me stuck there. It's gonna be hard to get in the pitch and move forward.
And then someone might make it difficult for you, an attacker just trying to get the ball
Yeah.
close to the goal.
Yeah,
Right.
and just closing me down towards the boards. It's easy.
Right.
Nice.
So yeah, that's our classroom floorball lessons with our national team members. I'm loving it. But before we carry on, we will take a halftime break so you guys can get your San Miguel or
Chill.
your water. Yeah, while we carry on
Chill.
with some messages from our partner we have here. So we want to remind you we're a member of the Globally Ballin Network. Do head to globallyballin.com for your original content. Do give them a follow on their social media pages, as you can see right there. And follow our pages too. That's WTHAW Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And subscribe to us on YouTube. If you aren't catching this on Spotify or on Facebook, you're catching it on the page of Globally Ballin. Again, that is our network. If you're on the go, Spotify, anytime, anywhere, along with our sister shows. About sister shows, Jai Reyes guested on Hang Time with Denise Dinsay. He's the Phil Basket Commissioner. And guys, don't worry. Eliza Valdez is the last guest on Mukbang with Jho Jho, but I know that Joe has a show coming right up. And next man up, Diego Dario and Jello Vito, former UP Fighting Maroons, give you your up-to-date basketball news and thoughts. And again, we got my titos on an eternity of basketball. Noel, Charlie Sid, JP Mercado. They relived the golden era of Philippine hoops from 70s, 80s, and 90s. And again, our many sponsors. We got New Era, Georgie's Delights, Hinaluban Farms, Aqua Flasks from the Daily Ounce. We got Fuji Mama, Founders Donuts. Thanks for my birthday gift. Barrio Fiesta. We got Mad Brownie Company, Chops to Go. Their branches in SM Bikuta and SM South Mall, SM North EDSA, and Muffin Mafia. So that's making me hungry with all the sponsors we have. So let's carry on back to the show.
Woohoo.
So I think we covered like the why or how you guys ended up with the Philippine National Team, Melvin, with your dad, right? But was there always that, let's just say, opportunity of, oh hey, what come play for the country where you were born, Sweden? Like, you guys did say one of your parents is Filipino, one is Swedish. Did that opportunity ever come? Like, oh hey, play for us instead.
Yeah, I actually played for the junior national team in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Not the whole way through the final troop. Yeah, but I was on like a camp for the Swedish national juniors team, and I think I was a reserve when it was like 20 players. So in my year, I was one of the better player in Sweden,
Mm-hmm.
but then I chose to play for the Philippines.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
like it's like Zlatan's Filipino, so he's gonna play for the Philippines. Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
No, because Pat has mentioned Zlatan here a while ago.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
How
we
about
have
you?
like a question.
Go ahead.
Sige. No, Ludwig, go ahead.
Yeah. How about your
Regarding.
path? Did you ever consider playing for Sweden or
No,
elsewhere?
that's in my case that has never been an option actually,
Oh, right.
and the reason why I got into the Philippine national team is mainly because I have a sister who plays for the women's team. Uh,
Oh, interesting.
Involved, and she played in the Sea Games for the women's team
Mm.
in 2019, and I could not participate then, but later on I joined. So she is the main reason,
Hmm.
actually.
What did
Your
she say?
sister.
Playing in Sea Games, she's like, you have to play because of the adobo here. Well, what did she say? Yeah.
Yeah, partly that, of course,
Because
but
the food is amazing. Yeah.
yes, but also because Sea Games is something that it's the biggest tournament in
Right.
a lot of different sports. It's not just floorball
Yes.
in the whole of Southeast Asia, and
Yeah.
the experience you get around it and the atmosphere was what I was hearing from those who played. It
Right.
was like a once in a lifetime experience in that way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Melvin's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Life,
Life in one stop.
yeah.
Oh,
Melvin's
you
like,
guys,
yeah.
you guys need to have your welcome home. Welcome home in a sense of you're playing your international match here
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Philippines. We'd love to see that. I mean, I'd even take glimpses of floorball on YouTube. I watched the national team game on YouTube, and I'm like, wow, this would be cool to see.
It's fast. It's a fast
It is
sport. It's a very fast
exactly.
sport.
Yeah, Filipinos love fast sports, right?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Carry on.
Like
Could
basketball.
you like
Yeah,
Exactly.
basketball? Yeah,
yeah.
Exactly.
and
The high,
volleyball.
yeah. And of course,
Guys,
it's worth to mention that it's also something that makes the sport very entertaining from a
it,
viewer's
that's
point.
right. Yes,
Mhm.
that's right.
Very
It's
entertaining sport.
fast. The
Usually,
scores is fast.
yeah,
You know.
usually high scoring, which makes it more fun to
Yeah,
watch.
it's what Filipinos love to watch. Clara, could you
Yep.
go to that photo with the Philippine flag?
A photo with a Philippine flag. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
but I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
ask my.
Yeah, but while we're talking about that, it's a
Mm.
fast sport. Do you need to have height or the ball's in the ground, right? So is height a requirement? Like basketball. Oh, you gotta be a certain height, right, to play center. How about
No,
floorball? No.
No,
I don't say it's that important.
there, that
Not,
one.
not height specifically, but of course, it's always good to have a physical advantages in general.
Yeah,
I mean,
because you have like when you have a big height, you have a better range
yeah,
Yeah,
Right,
with the
the
stick.
reach, right? With the
Reach,
stick.
reach, yeah. Because you then, if you're very tall, you play with a longer stick too, and
yeah.
then you
Mm.
can reach far.
Yeah.
So that's
Faster.
But I
Also,
wouldn't.
the
Yeah.
stick, the length varies. So there's like a small, medium, larger. The length. How many inches?
Or
Is that right?
inches. So we that's a good question. We're used to centimeters.
A different metric system, dude.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
I am 184 centimeters.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to show the photo
Okay, yeah, and I
because
play with
you're both
96 centimeters
tall.
thick.
Okay.
But that also can depend to what
Yeah.
the best feeling of your. Uh,
Yeah, it's very individual as
yeah,
well.
it's very individual.
Yeah, because look, you're number 4, right, Ludwig, in this
Yeah.
photo. You're
Yes.
tall. So how tall are you, Ludwig?
I think we are the same, me and Melvin
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah,
183 or 180.
184.
About
Okay.
that.
yeah.
It's, I don't know
that's
how
that's
many.
Don't
around
worry. I'm converting it right now. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
that's around 6'3".
Oh
So
no, not quite.
184 cm is
Yeah.
72.4 inches. So point 0.4. You guys are about 6 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taller.
You
Yeah,
guys are about 6 feet.
Okay.
That's kind of tall for an average Filipino.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
about-
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
5'9.5", and people say you're tall, and I'm the
That's actually
shortest.
tall for Filipino.
Yeah, and I'm the shortest amongst my siblings.
Uh-huh.
And they say that. So you guys are like
Yeah,
above,
you guys
above.
are tall. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm tall also. Here. I'm five
You
seven
are.
for a woman. So
Hmm.
yeah, so I'm tall here in the Philippines. All right, so here you guys are putting the hands into your chest. Of course, I believe the Philippine national anthem was playing. How was it like listening to the Philippine national anthem representing the country?
It's a really awesome feeling. The first time was in Finland, where we stand there and sang the national anthem, and yeah, it's hard to describe because you before the game you prepare for the game, and then you go into the game, and then you hear this, and it's like wow, we're really representing the country too, not just the sport or the game. You represent the country too, so that's a really big feeling.
Yeah, it's hard to describe with words.
Mm.
It's something extra, and I believe it's always like that in sports
Yeah,
as well. It's different when you're representing a club team compared to a national team, and you can never compare it with the national team, as you can see in bigger sports, like in football, for instance, when it's World Cups and stuff. Like you can see on the players that it's a different level, when it comes to
yeah,
everything. So,
that's true.
Did your Filipino parents, respectively, force you to learn the anthem
Yeah, did
at a
they
young age, or
let you
was
sing
there a
it?
time? Yeah.
I actually see my dad in the bench there,
He's in the
because
back in the blue.
no, there are opposite us.
Okay.
Oh, like when you were
So
singing, you see
Oh,
your
when you would
dad.
sing, okay, yeah, yeah.
so I see him there. So
yeah, but no, I actually had a Filipino teacher here in Sweden growing up in school. So we
Wow.
had Tagalog lessons actually, and as a kid, and one of the first thing we got to do is to national anthem. Learn
And
this.
that's difficult.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had a hard time learning that in
That's
school.
difficult.
In
Yeah.
prep.
That's a difficult
I think or
way
But
to learn Tagalog.
did you guys also have to do it in the mornings before starting school? And
Oh yeah, and if we don't
Crowded.
sing it
Yeah.
loud enough, we do it again.
yeah,
Yeah, but when we're at like national team games and stuff as a fan, or we're working there, Claudia and I, like, or even my friends,
Yeah.
we don't need the teacher to force us to sing loud. Just being a sport
Because we
event,
will,
those,
yeah.
we're doing this. Yeah, so
It's different.
same
Very
as you
different.
guys, and then we'll stay under the Filipino sun. Do it again. I'm like, come on. And then we enter an aircon classroom and we're sweating.
And you get sick after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. It's amazing how you guys feel that way. I think you're right. It's different when it's in the sporting event where you're representing the country, and and you play the game that you love and just battle it out there. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
because we have played so many floorball games before, but we haven't sing a national anthem before a game.
Yeah, yeah.
Really new.
Mhm.
It was a
Amazing.
good feeling.
I can even give you an English translation to help you understand the anthem.
That's good.
Yeah. Hey, that helped me. I sent it to
Uh,
Kevin Ray Mendoza, actually. I don't
Oh
know
my
if I told
God.
you that, Claudia. I sent it to Kevin Ray Mendoza. We got a
Okay.
perfect question. You were talking
Yeah.
about preparing for the match. And
Yeah.
this is Carson. Carson's the guy who helped us get in touch with Floorball Philippines. And he just wanted to greet you guys good day. And he's a fan of the sport. And he's asking, like, what is your preparation that you do mentally and physically?
oh, it's a good
Because
question.
you just practice taking shots the whole time, or are you just jogging? How does it work? And that's what Carson wants to find out.
Well, we can start with explaining team-wise how we prepare as a team. It's usually a gathering before the game starts,
Yeah.
around
1.5 hour.
1.5 hour before
Yeah.
the
Before the
start,
game.
and there's getting all the gear and equipment ready,
Yeah.
of course, and changing
and the coach says some words.
regarding tactics.
Yeah,
and-
but beforehand we already talked a lot about the game. Just when we get to the arena, some short things, and then we go out to the pitch.
warm up usually
up.
some well in the national team where
Yeah, I
actually
think Clara, you're mute. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
about to
go
say.
ahead, Ludwig.
Oh. No, but we do some how do you say movement stretching before,
Yeah.
and then start jogging, and then start warming up with the stick and ball.
Yeah.
uh,
So we
shooting,
get our
yes.
bodies warm before we start with the sticks.
That's
Then you
also
just- yeah.
yeah, there's different reasons for that, but it's has a lot to do with preventing injuries and stuff.
You're
like
right. Yeah.
Then you just practice passing with the stick, and then eventually, does everyone just shoot at Nesbo for target practice? The
Yes.
warm up.
So
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
we practice. We prepare both passing and shooting at the same time. So we do like a pass and then shoot, and
So different
Yeah.
exercises for that.
You do the drills.
Yeah.
Right.
So
How about
defenders different.
Yeah.
Offense is different.
And-
Some drills are
Yeah.
same for all, but some we separate the defenders and attackers.
No,
Yeah,
and
attackers.
attackers. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes you guys will do your warm up together, and sometimes it's I don't know, like Melvin here, and then Ludwig doing your own thing, attacker and defender.
You could say
How
that.
about let's say your pregame? Do you make sure you eat something specific before the game, or you have a lucky pair of socks, or do you wear headphones? A pregame song,
Pre-game ritual.
a lot of music before
music.
game.
Yeah.
And when everyone has their own individual preparations for a game.
Right.
So yeah, that can depend to player to player.
Yeah, and it's very individual because I know in different sports as well, some players are very strict on pre-game rituals. You know,
Yes.
some they have to do something exactly the same way before every game. Like I
Yes.
have to eat this, I have to drink this, or I have to have this shirt on, or it can be anything. It's mentally, but personally, I think I'm still working on that part because I don't really have so
You're
strict
looking for it.
videos. Yeah, I want to have it because it makes me seem more interesting in that way.
More professional, you can say.
More professional. Like I always wear yellow socks on game days. It can be anything. To good luck. I always eat pancit before. I don't know.
Not so you're still figuring it out.
Still figuring it out. But
Okay.
of course, in general, you want to have energy. So
Right.
food, of course, is number one. But personally, I like to have a coffee just to get some caffeine as well. But at the same time, not too much because it's not going to help you. Then you're going to get the reversed
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Too much coffee. But Melvin, do you have a specific playlist or you have songs you listen to?
A lot of house music.
Swedish house music. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, I'm just gonna the Swedish house music. Yeah. You
Perfect.
see yourself headbanging in the side.
So we get that running feeling.
Yeah.
Just to pump you up.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes for you guys. So there you go, Carson. Oh, another thing. No, but I think this is when it's the World Championships, or when
Yeah.
are you guys gonna be playing in the Philippines? So, do you guys know of any plans, any friendlies, any tournaments that will be in the Philippines?
In the Philippines, I'm not so sure. We are going to be in Asia next year as well for the Sea Games.
Yes.
Yes.
So, but
Right.
we don't know so much now because now the main focus at the moment is the championships in Switzerland
In November.
November now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
close. Wow.
But-
Yeah, that's really close.
Malapit
Very
na.
close.
Yes.
I can imagine that it's on the map, so to speak, to play in the Philippines.
Yeah,
Of course,
and the
That's-
goal is to do a lot of tournaments and games in the Philippines, and so the sport there grows.
yeah,
Yeah.
for that
Yes.
purpose as well.
Yeah, and
For
we
sure.
want to put up some camps there too, and so on.
Teach the people. I
Yeah.
got a question, Claro. You're going to the World Championships in November. Which
Yes.
country do you want to really play against?
Hmm.
You really want to like
A strong team, or do you want
one
to
team or like your idols are there?
avenge Thailand? Is that right? Yeah. Who's
Yeah,
that country?
It is Thailand.
It's
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We want to beat them.
Of course.
But yeah, in our group now, it's gonna be Australia,
Ooh, okay.
Poland,
You beat them already.
Poland, and
Denmark.
Denmark.
Also, two European, one
Yeah.
Oceania.
And I
No,
think
yeah.
Denmark are going to be the hardest country to beat.
They are
Poland,
like
is it?
the favorite, I believe.
Poland is the favorite.
No, Denmark.
Denmark is the
Oh,
favorite.
Denmark.
Denmark. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do believe that we have good chances against all the teams.
Yeah.
All the teams.
Ah.
I
Why is that?
Australia's
Yeah.
That's why
Australia's
you
with
say
you.
that.
Beat them.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
beat them 4-2, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They are gonna want to avenge us, of course, but we're
For
gonna
sure.
Be,
Yeah.
we're gonna.
So
be
why
ready.
do you think you have the chance to get on the top or be on the top?
Yeah. What makes
What-
this
what
team
is it that- yeah.
special?
What
And
is it?
the funny thing about us is that we are quite new to Philippines are quite new to the sport of floorball as well, which is
Yes.
the advantage of that is that a lot of different countries really don't know so much about us yet.
Oh.
So we're still
Underdogs.
underdogs, and we're still in the
Yeah.
growing process. We're still evolving.
And we have a very good players
Yes.
who plays
Yeah.
in Sweden. A lot of our players plays in Sweden. And Sweden is the best country to play floorball in.
In the top divisions.
Top divisions, yeah, and the best league in the world is in Sweden.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So we have a lot of players who play in the higher divisions in Sweden too.
We have the resources. It's just that we have to keep evolving,
Right.
since we're still in the growing phase of
Yeah.
the whole thing, since we're so new to it. But that's what's also going to make us how do you say, confident for
Right.
Yep.
the upcoming tournament as well.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
love it.
So a
We
lot of
have some.
Pinoy players there. That's a lot of adobo. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of it.
Uh-huh. So
There
Ben
you go.
Ben is saying, I always support the Philippines. Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Philippine team. There you
So,
go.
what do you guys imagine though? I'm curious. A lot of you are Filipinos based in Sweden. You play in Sweden. What happens if you play against Sweden? Are your friends gonna be in the stands and will be
They're like,
saying
uh-oh.
things at you like
Yeah.
trash talk? Like you're there, but you're representing our country, right? So how is that feeling gonna be if that happens, or has it
And then
happened?
you score against them. Oh gosh.
Yeah, yeah. You start going like
On
that to
a
your friends.
penalty shootout. Oh
And
no.
then your classmates are gonna start talking trash at you because you're Philippine playing for the Philippines. I don't know. What is it? Could you imagine, or has it happened?
It hasn't happened yet. We hope to be able to play Sweden in the future, but Sweden is the best team in the world,
All
so
right.
they're really really good. Uh, but yeah, our friends really support us that we play for
Yeah.
the Philippines. They think it's really really fun
Yeah.
that we take the sport from Sweden to Philippines and make
Yeah.
the sport like a worldwide sport. So they think it's really a cool thing that we play for the Philippines.
Like an adopted country.
Yeah.
Philippines is an
Yeah,
adopted.
of course, and
Actually,
they see the advantages, and they also see the different reasons why we do it, not just to
Yeah.
play, but the whole thing around it with bringing the sport to the Philippines, and the bigger picture, so to speak.
Yeah.
And for that reason, we get a lot of support from here as
Yes.
well in Sweden.
Yeah, because floorball like, is relatively new in the Philippines.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Claudia, when you first heard about floorball. I heard it 7 years ago
I've heard it before. When I would
already.
play in UP,
That's
I
good.
would see
Ah,
it
yeah.
also. Yeah.
Mhm.
I did not when I would practice basketball in UP.
I see it,
I
right?
would see it on the side. All right.
Okay.
Look at that.
That's the big ticket,
Qualified. I thought it was like a
Mhm.
check with like $1 million in there. But
right?
Yeah.
And then you have to carry, then you have to
We
carry
were
that to the bank.
is it the qualified or the 100 million that you choose? Look at that.
That feeling was one of the best feelings.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's your
Must-
dad here, Melvin?
yeah. Melvin.
And my dad, yeah, in the middle, holding the
Holding
ticket.
Your dad, yeah.
That's your dad. That's your dad.
Yeah,
That's
that's
Okay.
it.
Nice
Yeah.
one, Tito. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at you. I'm looking for.
Yeah. Where's
Yeah,
where's
where's
I see Ludvig in the
Yeah.
left, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Number
Okay,
four.
there you are. Yeah, number 4. The side.
Let's look for Melvin. Where is Melvin?
Yeah, it's like finding Waldo.
I'm like in the middle. Look for the one of the taller guy.
Yeah, we
Okay,
are.
I see you. Yeah.
Yeah, can you see
I
me?
see.
I'm
Oh,
shouting.
there you go. The one with the hands
Uh-huh.
up there.
yeah,
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 okay,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Mhm.
yes,
Wow.
yeah.
Look at that.
So, like, we'll carry on. So we spoke about the countries you want to play against in the World Cup, and we know that there's a lot of hard work that has
Yes.
to be done. But what else is there? We know you just don't want to compete in the World Cup, then just go home after a few games. You want to win the whole thing. Well, the World Championships rather. Like,
Yeah.
what else do you have to do to achieve that elusive goal that you guys want? You want to win the World Floorball Championship.
Yeah, in the future that is the goal. But of course we want to win every game that we play. But like we have some small goals on the way. The first goal is to be the best Asia team, and the second goal is to be the best non-European team, and then we can go up from there. But of course we want to win every game. Yeah.
That's right.
But
This is against
Ludvig.
no, that's true. The thing is, we are down to earth in that way, you could say, since we are very new to it, the whole nation, and we're still growing. But if we look back just a few years, we can see a massive, how do you say, development.
growth.
Yeah.
Because the first game that the national team played was back in 2014, I think. It was a tournament in Asia, and then the guys played the SEA Games in 2015 too. But the first win came in 2017 against China, and that was the first time my dad was the coach. So his first game with the national team, he won against China.
Oh wow,
So
against
he
China.
brings the luck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now that I already started to play for the national team, I like I should have started to play back then too.
earlier. Yeah.
Earlier, yeah. But back then I was very young. I think I was like 16 or so. So then I was like, I wanted to play for the Swedish team back then. But then I
Okay.
started to grow up and saw the bigger picture. So yeah.
Play for the
All
better
right.
country. I think this is what your father would really like to say.
Yeah.
There you go.
But he
Yes.
also wanted to.
You can see it in the comments there as well.
There's my dad. Next year we will bring the gold medal in SEA Games. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, of course.
You have his
Yeah.
word.
You have it. Yeah. Listen to
Yeah.
that.
Well
Listen-
said, Tito. Mabuhay. Hello to you in Sweden.
Hello.
Yes. Hope you're doing good.
Is he like next door in your room?
My dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I actually moved from my family home like last week.
Oh, you moved
Oh,
already.
really? Okay.
Too bad.
Last week.
Only.
So now I'm in a new apartment in the city, in
Nice.
where I live now. So I live with my girlfriend now by my own.
Mhm. So, World Cup part. Let's get to the beginning of the end, Claudia.
Yeah.
Isn't that right? But we
Oh,
got one thing
Yeah.
that we
one more
want to
question.
talk about, right? I think there's something you guys want to promote. You have the fundraising campaign
Yeah.
for
Oh yeah, that's
the
correct.
World Championships. We want to give you guys the floor for
Ball.
that.
Yes.
I'll pass you the ball with a stick. Yeah.
Floor. That's okay. Go.
So we're gonna sell some sale no
We're going to sell.
sell some jerseys
Hmm.
for
Okay.
for
First
the,
one sold to me. Okay, one guy's buying for sure already.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Go ahead. Sorry.
We have some. We want to have some sponsorships too, and
Yeah, let's just say we're open for it
yes,
in that way. And since we are going to play the championships in Switzerland, and we're open for anything if people are interested in supporting financially and
yeah,
so on. And what was it more? We were going to sell jerseys, as you mentioned,
yeah.
and
And
we
just-
will be posting on social media platforms more informations about that
Yeah.
as well.
Nice.
That's where we can find out
Yes.
about the jerseys coming up. Okay.
Thank
We
you.
can't wait for that. I'm so excited already.
You could help also, Clara, by posting on our page.
Oh yeah, we will.
Yeah, we could help
will.
help you
Yeah, that would be good.
Um,
with
And,
with the movies.
Yeah, perfect. And then just a quick note: if you were to be interested in sponsoring us, feel happy to reach out to Philippine Floorball Associations on any of the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we get updates on your teams. And
Yeah,
no,
that's true as well.
yeah, like to the big corporations in the Philippines. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
maybe you guys want to sponsor, another big team bound for the World Championships.
Gosh,
Because we have the women's football teams going to the World Cup. That's for football. So we have
Yeah.
you guys for floorball. So
Yes.
let's look for that. Those corporations who want to support you guys, support the entire team, support the sport in the
Yes.
country. So it's
big,
great.
It's gonna go great. It's gonna grow big, huge.
Yeah.
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 And this is Miss Rochelle who sorted this out. Thank you, ma'am. I will get in touch with you guys. I'm gonna get my jersey. I will buy one to support the team. Right.
Very
course.
happy.
Is that the design that you guys are planning to sell?
There you go.
That's the one.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Show the front. There you go.
There.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys were saying, right? Red Horse or San Miguel looks good
Yeah.
somewhere on the jersey.
Or the Telemundo.
Telemundo, yeah, that's true.
Corn, the corned beef.
The corned beef.
You guys love that too, eh?
You know, it's one of the best.
Okay.
No, really, it's one of the
We
best.
were we were also speaking about maybe if we could get the Jollibee.
Hey, that is
Why
Filipino.
not?
Oh gosh,
Yep.
yeah.
Hmm.
And they could message you here. Eh?
Yeah, that's our Instagram.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Floorball.
That's
Perfect.
it.
It's good.
That's the place to go. Instagram and Facebook. So
Yeah.
let's get on to it. We have our questions in the end. I guess we can go with Melvin first. If you get to talk, wait, is that right? I know, sorry, Melvin. I know it's
Yes.
2022 right now.
Yes.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? What will you be doing?
Playing forward. Yeah. Actually, this upcoming season, I'm going to do my first season in the highest league in Sweden.
Oh
Oh,
wow!
congrats on the
Congratulations. Wow.
move.
Yeah, thank you. I'm actually having this in Sweden under 23 years old. You can play for two teams, but not for the whole season. So I'm going to play with my team that I played last year, but also with a team in the highest league next season. Uh, so yeah, that's going to be a good next season. But in like 5 years, then I want to have a spot in one of the best teams in the Swedish leagues, and maybe have won some gold medals here in Sweden with the club. But I also want to play a lot of games with the national team and win a lot of games and score a lot of goals,
Hmm.
score more goals. I've actually scored a lot of goals already in the national team. And I think I am the top scorer now.
You are right. Okay.
Nice.
So
Nice.
we'll call you the Filipinos Latin for
Zlatan,
floorball.
yeah. No,
Perfect.
Filipinos floorball slam.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly.
and I want to bring a lot of new players to the team too. And in 5 years, I hope that the sport has grown a bit in the Philippines too.
For
So
sure.
we have some local players who is good and ready for the national team.
Right.
Great. How about you, Ludwig? 5 years from now, where do
Five.
you see yourself?
Well, I want to say that from 5 years from now, I see myself and the national team winning the Sea Games already.
Yeah, of course.
That's
Wow. Nice.
one
Yes.
big thing that our team has evolved as well. And as well, personally, I see myself still playing floorball, still grinding in the Swedish league. Yeah, still grinding in the Swedish league and playing for the men's team, of course, the national team. But yeah, the main thing is already having that Sea Games gold medal.
Yeah.
That would
That's
be
what
that would be a dream, and I want to say that I believe we will win in
that's what you want to get,
time
like
from now.
within that time frame
Really
of
good.
5 years.
And
Uh-huh.
actually be number one in Asia, the new Asian giant.
Uh-huh. Not just
That's it.
Southeast Asia. Asia. You want
Yeah,
the
Asian
continent.
Giants. That's what
Yeah.
I like.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay, Claudia, on to you. Second question.
My turn. Okay. Well, they're still young. But of course, once you retired from floorball, what kind of legacy that you want to leave behind? Let's start with Ludwig. What kind of legacy that you know you want to leave behind?
Personally, I don't. My main goal is not to set a print on my name personally. In that way, I want to leave a legacy where I've been one of the people who's behind the development for the sport in the Philippines, and I want to be able to look back in time and see the sport evolving in the Philippines and say that I was a part of that. So for me, that is like the number one goal.
Right.
Otherwise, when I look back, I want to be able to experience that feeling. 100%.
Melvin?
Yeah, it's the same. I also want to look back and see that I was one of the guys who was developing the floorball in the Philippines first, and look back and see how the sport has grown. But I also want to be one of the best players that have played the sport, and I want to be one of the guys that you remember from the sports. And I work really hard to be in the top in the world. So I want to be one of the best players that have played.
All right. How about you get to time travel, and what will you say to your 12-year-old self? We can start with Melvin, and then Ludwig goes after. If you get to go into a time machine, like the movie Back to the Future, you
Yeah.
today, what are you gonna tell yourself?
I think that I should tell myself that I need to work harder, even harder. But and one thing that I should have told myself to start with the national football team in Philippines earlier.
I love it.
Yeah, but no, that if you believe in yourself and you work hard, you can achieve good things. I would say to myself. Yeah.
How about you, Ludwig? What would you say to your 12-year-old self?
It's a good question. I would say, if I were to go back, I would say that just and try to enjoy as much as you can while playing floorball and football, as I played at that time as well, because it's very important. I do believe it's very important to get the early years of playing sports. You need to have like good experiences from, and not to worry too much about pressure and so on, and try to enjoy, because in the long term that's what's going to help you become
Yeah.
even better.
Yes.
So if I were to go back in time, I would say to my 12-year-old self that just don't think too much, just enjoy and do your best. And
Believe in yourself.
yeah, sounds catchy, but it's easy.
It's so good to hear, though. Believe in yourself.
It is. It
Aw.
is. Right.
This
Fantastic.
is
We have a
this is
comment.
for you.
Yes.
Yeah, this is so sweet. You could read it.
Mabuhay ka anak, Ludwig at Melvin, buong team. Oh, that's my nanay.
Yay! Hi, tita. Kamusta?
Ay, tita. Ayan. Salamat. Mabuhay ka, anak. Ayan, tama.
Mhm.
Melvin's like, what is
She's always supporting. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. I'm sure your mom, like all Pinoy moms, like when you piss off your mom, they're gonna start counting in Filipino.
Isa, dalawa.
Yeah.
Or they,
Go on. Ruby. If
Exactly.
you want.
or they call you with your full name.
Yeah, then you know it's serious. When
Yeah,
she
you know it's serious.
Yeah,
When they call you your whole name.
exactly. When she doesn't call me Toto anymore.
Nothing.
That was your Pinoy name, man. I
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
my name. When she says Ludwig.
Alam mo na. Nagalit na. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
And it's trouble.
So, yeah, it's trouble when the first name comes out. It's trouble.
Yeah, when I'm makulit, you know.
Nice. Makulit, ah. Halika, isa, dalawa.
No.
Sige.
Sampaling kita. O, ganun.
Your mom's
you-
gonna probably laughing and then.
Yeah. Do you know Cinturon and Chinelas, Ludwig?
Sa chinelas, di ba? Ganun.
That's the discipline. That's the discipline right there.
Yeah.
Flying
Yeah.
slipper.
Uh-huh. Cinturon, belt, Chinelas,
Yeah.
slippers.
And
for
what is
the
thing? The
Swedish friends.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Your
The
mom's
walis-
like,
Tita, sorry Kinakwento ko lang. Like, I talked to the other guests on the show, Filipino athletes based around Scandinavia. Similar story. So we couldn't help asking about it. Yep.
Of course.
yeah.
Would your dad do anything to you, Melvin? Or any jokes like that?
No.
Or will he make you run down the
Raps.
floor, the court because he's a coach?
Yeah.
The
Work
floorball
harder.
court.
Work harder. Always work harder.
Push-ups. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
goodness.
He makes you do it. All right. So this is the end of it. Sucks we
Mm.
have to end the show, but
Yeah.
first we want to give you guys the floor to say hello to your family, friends, fans. The
We're
opportunity here
fans.
for
Yeah.
you guys who went first a while ago, or we can go with Melvin since we spoke about Filipino punishments a while ago with Ludwig. Melvin, a chance to say hello, family, friends, supporters, fans, and
Yeah,
where can they find you on social media?
yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for supporting me and the team during the qualifiers and the last World Floorball Championships too. And we're looking really forward to the World Championships now. And yeah, thank you so much for supporting and my social media. Yeah, my name is at Melvin Alm on Instagram. Yeah.
Well, just want to
Go
say
ahead, Ludwig. Yeah.
thank you guys for having us. Have a had a great time, and it's really fun because, to be honest, we're not so used to this. And
Yeah.
since we play a sport who's still in the world evolving as floorball is,
Yes.
it's the whole media and attention around the sport is all. It's not just new to us, but it's quite new to the sport
Yeah,
as well,
neutral
since
sport.
it's very growing or still evolving. So thank you very much for that, and yeah, I want to say hello to my family from home and just take the time to do that as well.
Yeah.
And of course, all my relatives back home in Pinas. Kumusta? I hope you're doing
Mhm.
well. And yeah, you can find us on social media. And be sure to follow Philippine Floorball
Yeah.
Association on both Facebook and Instagram.
Good
And
floorball.
yeah,
Yeah.
Phil Floorball. We'll keep you guys updated on games and
Yeah. Everything.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, please. And we'll
Yeah,
we'll
we
try to promote the games as well on our show.
Yeah, it would be
Um,
great. Thank you very much
yeah.
for that.
yeah.
Just
So
send
give
us the
them
link. Yeah. We'll
yeah, you have games, send us the link, we'll promote it for you guys. So give the guys a follow on social media. Again, Instagram right here. So I can say Melvin, the Filipinos Latin of floorball, followed me back. Yeah, we followed, followed each other.
Just like yeah, hey.
Uy, si Zlatan, di ba? Right?
Yeah, I follow you. That's also important.
Yeah, we follow each other.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I guess we'll catch you when you're here in the Philippines. We'll give you lessons to eat balut.
Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
we're gonna have a balut eating live stream.
You know, we're up for
Yeah.
it. Yeah, the balut and beer will be on me.
And sisig. And then
Sisig.
sisig.
Oh
Oh,
no,
Yeah,
you
we'll
know,
get Melvin to eat sisig.
yeah, you guys know isaw. Isaw is the intestine of the chicken. They like
yeah,
put it on a
Oh, it's
stick.
so good.
I like it. I like it.
You
Yeah.
like it, eh?
Yeah,
Melvin's like, I'm not gonna go there.
Oh,
I'm not
Ludwig
going.
will give some lessons.
yeah, of course.
Yes.
And
Okay.
dinuguan. Dinuguan.
Dinuguan, no, masarap yan.
Ah, yeah,
Ah,
masarap,
mahi-
di ba? Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be our. I'm gonna make it a ritual now for the teams. It could be our pre-game
That's
meal.
your pre-game. There you go. You
yeah,
found it.
or even the initiation. You guys, everyone you have to eat dinuguan because it's blood.
That's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good though.
It's gonna.
It's
Because
so
I'm not
good.
new.
Yeah, it's gonna be good fuel for us before the game.
Yes. Just not
Yeah.
too much. It's high blood right there, right? So
100%.
yeah.
Yep. Hey, Patrick, balut mukbang. Mukbang. Love
It
it.
means like to eat.
Love it. Yep.
Smell it. Nah, I'm not gonna eat
Uh-huh.
balut.
Okay, guys. So, we hate to end the conversation, but we know you guys have a lot to do. I don't know if you have training. It's the mid-afternoon there in Sweden, where you guys
Yes.
are based. We don't want your parents going Filipino mode, you pissing them off because you're late. So, unfortunately, we have to end the show. We will put you backstage. We can catch you there, and we're just gonna wrap this stream up. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for having us.
yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
See
It's a
you in the
pleasure.
Philippines then.
Yes,
Yep.
definitely.
All right.
Yes,
We'll put you
definitely.
backstage. Catch you there.
Woo.
Okay, great. Wow, I'm gonna be a instructor for eating balut.
You're gonna get the
I-
jersey. You're gonna have to buy a jersey.
I thought I'm gonna
Actually, I
buy a
want one too.
jersey. I'm gonna support the team for sure, right? But what
I
do you
want their
think about this
jacket.
episode? Yeah, the jacket is pretty cool. Eh?
Yeah, I like that, but I can't wear it here. It's gonna be too hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was cool, huh? Taga
I like
Las
it,
Piñas
yeah.
pala, si Ludwig.
Oh,
That's my hood.
marunong mag-Tagalog. But I enjoyed it. You know, I like the fact that they're very confident that they'll win. They win for the Philippines. You know,
Oo nga.
that they win the gold for SEA Games. They'll put up a challenge in the World Championships.
Mhm.
And they'll challenge Thailand again. Hopefully, if they get to me. But I was amazed that they actually beat Australia.
Right.
My
It's your
God.
other country.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
other country. They beat my
Uh-huh.
other country, but I'm happy. I'm happy, and I like it when they explain their feeling and their emotions when they, when we spoke about the Philippine national anthem. It's always good to hear, Phil foreigners, saying
Yeah.
that we love listening to the Philippine
Hmm.
national anthem and
Yeah.
gives us goosebumps.
Our kababayans who were born and raised abroad. We can put it
Yes.
that way. Right. So it's great. I love their ambition. I love the confidence. I love the
Yeah.
humility. And we got to learn floorball from standouts, right? It's not just me reading
Yes.
up online. We're learning
That's
it
right.
from two distinguished names, right? So, guys, who the heck is Melvin? Who the heck is Ludwig? So now you know, okay? If you still don't know, you're going to rewind this in the replay and watch it again. And
That's
then
right. From the start.
yes,
Yeah.
from the start. And we will set them up. Ano, we'll send the links for the show. Hopefully, we get to catch them compete in the World Championships, right?
That's
So,
correct. All right.
right. That does it for this episode. We'll catch the two backstage so they can get going. Claro Manzano, on behalf of Claudio Pirine, we just had Melvin and Ludwig of the Philippine men's
Oh wait, yeah.
national floorball
And
team.
thank you,
Right?
Patrick. Patrick, we should probably have you as well.
All
Next
right.
move. Yeah,
Tama, tama.
we're
And
gonna
thank you
have
to
him.
Carson
Yes,
and Miss Rochelle for making this episode super duper
fun. Yes.
fun and making it work. Thank you again. All
Salamat.
right. Catch you guys. Bye bye.
Bye.